Hey everybody, hope you're having a very good day. I'm Barry, gladly sharing insights and practical advice to help you create great content to advance your marketing. Remember, there's nothing more important than the content you use to engage your customers. Now, we all know that for many content creators, the Mac is the computer of choice. But in this video, I'd like to talk about the latest Macs and why they're so exciting. The initial reviews of these Macs are universal in that they're amazing. They're outclassing the current generation of Macs in performance and efficiency for basically the same price. To explain, let me give some context. The newest Macs introduced November 2020 are the first to feature Apple's new M1 silicon. M1 and future Apple silicon will be replacing the Intel processors which have been used in Macs since 2006. Apple has long wanted to create their own processors for their Macs. The M1 silicon is actually built on the same technology powering iPhones and iPads. When Apple first started using their own silicon to drive iOS devices, which was about 10 years ago, we all knew it was going to be a matter of time before they would put their chips into Macs. And now, that day has come. Apple silicon for iOS has known to be impressively powerful and efficient, on a level matching or exceeding Intel's higher-end processors. However, we've never really been able to know just how impressive. That is until now. With the new Macs, we finally have an opportunity to assess Apple silicon performance in the context of resource-intensive PC applications such as video editing and gaming. We can also benchmark performance directly against Intel processors, which hadn't been possible before. And what's the verdict? Well, to put it in one simple word, amazing. Many detailed benchmark comparisons have shown that the new Macs with M1 are faster, more responsive, and generate much less heat than Macs with Intel processors costing much more. Take the latest MacBook Air for example. It retails for $999, same as the Intel-based model it will replace. The MacBook Air is traditionally known as a machine for mid-level productivity with office and web applications, and maybe even some Photoshop work. But the latest Air running M1 is something totally different. Testers have found this Air is capable of video editing and even some gaming too. These applications usually need a MacBook Pro costing hundreds more. I saw a demo on YouTube of the MacBook Air being used to scrub through 4K video footage in Final Cut Pro. That is simply amazing. Working with 4K video usually pushes the computer to its limits and is frustrating to deal with the lags and slow response. The last step in any video production is to generate the final render. It's usually a resource-intensive task that makes your computer's fan whirl like crazy. But with the M1 Mac, no problem. Faster rendering than an Intel Mac and amazingly little or no heat generation. Now, you must be thinking, well, this is only going to be possible with apps created specifically for M1. Not true. Tests have shown that even with Apple Rosetta 2 x86 emulation, legacy apps run faster on the M1 MacBook Air than on an Intel MacBook Pro. So of course that means you can confidently get one of the new Macs today, and then once Adobe and others have fully converted their apps over to M1, things will only get better and better over time. Seriously, I haven't been excited about any advancement in computers in a long time. Content creators are going to want one of these or any of the future Macs for years to come. So until then, I'm Barry, helping you create great content to advance your marketing and successfully engage your customers. See ya!